Guests or professionals?
Guests.
Guests are fans, Morty, which we are not. We'd like professional badges.
Do you have a crew?
Yes, he's a getaway driver with Asperger's, and my butthole is a demolitions expert. How much is it to get in?
If you want professional badges, you need to put a crew together.
Or we could sneak in, like professionals.
Can't wait.
Oh, for God's sake. And you wonder why we aren't fans.
Fastlane.
God is judge, never plead a case. Always aware of the truth, we can never erase. Falling from grace, black North Face. Ounce of green smoke jack with no chase. Pedal on the floor, thirsty for score.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to What the Hell Happened to Them? Dwayne The Rock Johnson saga marches forth. Joining me this week, of course, is Judy Joe Greer Vekeman.
Hi.
Did we see? Was that who we saw in theater that one time?
She wasn't there. But
she wasn't there.
Oh,
The director was there. Okay, it's coming back to me now.
2015 was the summer of Judy.
Summer of Judy. And of course, on the audio boards is Lev Van Rensselaer, helping us sound all slick and smooth. Joe, what movie from The Rock are we doing this week?
Well, this title is kind of up for debate.
I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, when I was searching for it, it was always under the title Fast and Furious 6. And when I played it on the YouTube TV, it said Fast and Furious 6. And I go, okay, weird naming conventions, but fine. And then, you know, it does the little opening thing, and then the credits come up, and it just says Furious 6. And I go, okay, you don't even know what the titles of your movies are then. So you're just confused as you're making us.
I agree.
Like, do you think Justin Lin was just watching sort of the rough cuts of these, and he was just like, yeah, I think that's what we called it. Yeah, but who fucking cares, you know? They're gonna see it. Or was this a thing like that Tom Cruise movie where, like, it came out as Furious 6, and then they were like, this is too confusing. And then when they released it on home media, they changed the title to Fast and Furious 6?
I think it's even weirder than that, because what you don't know about this, because I am a fan of the franchise.
Yeah.
This movie is technically not the, like, fifth sequel, as in, like, the fifth sequel to the Fast and Furious. This movie is a prequel to the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. Which was the third movie that came out in the franchise.
So does that mean all of the other non-Tokyo Drift movies were prequels to Tokyo Drift?
Yeah, well, I think it started... So it goes The Fast and the Furious,
yes,
2001.
I remember that one.
Our boys Vinny and Paul. And then we go to Too Fast, Too Furious.
Yes, very clever.
And then we go to Fast and Furious. Okay. But it could be, We go to Fast and Furious.
Okay, the fourth
then
one.
We go to Fast 5.
Yep.
Then Fast 6.
Yeah.
And then Tokyo Drift.
Okay, so here's a good question. Why did they need to do that? What was the goal? How did Tokyo Drift come out and they said, shit, we want to keep doing these, but we've ruined something in our timeline. We need to make these other things. Doesn't Tokyo Drift have nobody from the Fast and the Furious movies in it?
It has a cameo from Vin Diesel.
Okay.
He's the only one of the original that comes.
And he's like, hey, I've done all these adventures. I'm going to race you? Like, how does that play out?
Han, who is in, I believe, I didn't go back and watch 4, so I can't confirm that he's in 4. But I know he's in 5, and he's definitely in 6.
I don't know who Han is. Who's Han?
Han is the Asian guy.
Oh, okay. That's all you can say. He's the only one in there.
The main Asian person.
I think he's the only Asian person.
Han.
Yeah, okay.
I think so.
Okay. And Han is in Tokyo Drift?
Yeah, he was like one of the main characters in Tokyo Drift after, like, because we have like a main white dude, and then the main white dude meets Han after like some Tokyo drifting is happening.
And Han teaches him how to Tokyo Drift properly?
Yeah, I think he teaches them how to Tokyo drift.
Okay, well then why can't then the 4 through 6 be after Tokyo Drift?
They made it first.
No, I'm confused. I'm sorry. I've confused myself. Why does 4 through 6 have to take place before Tokyo Drift?
Because Han is still alive in Tokyo, and they keep saying that he's going to go to Tokyo. If you remember in the 5th one, he's like, "I'm going to go to Tokyo."
But you know, he can just leave. We can just assume he left Tokyo after the 3rd movie to go on these 4 through 6 movies.
Well, this is what they decided. I'm just trying to help you.
I just don't understand. I don't understand why. I don't understand why he doesn't leave. Why do we need to set up this side character in a 3rd movie?
Yeah, I don't know, but
because it looks like, I don't know, it looks like at the end of this movie, you just killed him off anyway.
Yeah, they kind of, but a little spoiler, in the trailer for the 9th one that's coming 2021 now.
Yeah.
Han's back.
So no one dies in car explosions. This woman from Lost doesn't die in car explosions, and now this guy doesn't die in car explosions, and Jason Statham's showing up for some reason. Fine. Okay, so which is good, because I was really confused when this post-credit scene, this pseudo post-credit scene happened, where he's racing in Tokyo. I go like, look, he made it to Tokyo. That's good. I don't know why I'm watching this guy. He's a very minor character. And I thought maybe he was going to meet up with Tokyo Drift people, but, you know, I wouldn't know because I don't know who was in that movie. And then, like, he just dies. And I go, well, why did I need to see him do that? What was the whole point of setting up this Tokyo
because
thing?
Now they need to set up the 7th.
Set the 7th one? Well, okay, fine. I won't ask any more questions because we'll watch that one at some point. So, fine. Okay. I just don't know why the 3rd movie can't be 3rd. I don't understand.
I'm telling you, direct your complaints to auteur of this franchise, Chris Morgan, the sole screenwriter.
Okay, fine.
I think he wrote all of them up until maybe this new one that's coming out.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
why isn't he writing the new? Why isn't he writing number 9? Is he like 8 was my vision? I thought it would always be 8 films, and I've reached the end.
Well, 8 is bad, and I haven't seen that one since it came out, and I remember it being bad. And
8 is this is good, and 8 is worse than this.
Okay, hold on, This can't be. This has got to be fucking false. This can't be real.
What?
So I'm only bringing it up because I looked up Chris Morgan.
Yeah.
And he is the screenwriter for the next Hobbs and Shaw sequel, which will have The Rock in it, so we'll have to cover it. But do you know who are the listed directors? And that's a hint.
There are multiple directors.
It's a
So when you say 2 directors, I think brothers. So I think either Russo or Safdie. Would it be crazy if the Safdie brothers directed that movie?
The Safdie brothers are apparently scheduled to direct Hobbs and Shaw sequel 2022.
Wait, really?
Wouldn't that be? It's such a weird thing because the last Adam Sandler movie before Hubie Halloween we covered was the Safdies movie.
I don't understand why the Safdies are going to do Hobbs and Shaw 2. Yeah, that's not a joke. That's real.
I will send this to you right now.
What?
They are scheduled to be the directors of Hobbs and Shaw.
They can do real. So much better.
I know. This doesn't make any sense. This can't be real.
I don't know. It's not that different from Brie Larson going to be Captain Marvel. You come in, you make your easy paycheck. I just don't understand why it didn't seem like something they would want to do.
This doesn't make any sense. Why would they do that?
I don't know. I was like, wouldn't it be funny if indie critical darlings went and directed Hobbs and Shaw and now they are? Ugh.
It can't be real. It can't be real. I can't. I think someone just messed with the Wikipedia. They can edit those things all the time.
It's a good joke if they did. I'd be okay with it.
It wasn't me either. Just to give us that cool. Oh yeah, we're covering Safdie brothers movies now because we did Uncut Gems.
We did Uncut Gems, and now we're doing this. And then what else would we have to do? Good time. Do we do a Robert Pattinson one or a Jennifer Jason Leigh one?
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay. I hope that's true and not true at the same time.
I don't want it to be
I don't know what I want.
I don't want that. No.
Do you want a plot synopsis of Fast 6, though? Since we never did
I forgot that we're talking about an actual movie. Yeah, okay. What happens in this movie? It's actually good that you're going to give me a plot synopsis, because for a lot of this movie, I don't understand why anyone is doing anything.
Oh, this one makes sense, though.
I mean, I
this
know
is the one that makes sense.
I know they want, I don't know, whatever, to bring her back to their crew, and like this guy's trying to steal something, but I have no idea what he's trying to steal or why he's trying to steal it or why The Rock cares.
I don't know about that stuff, but here you go.
I don't know, but that's the stuff that seems to be important. I guess it's the MacGuffin. All right, go on.
Fast and Furious 6. Yeah. Hobbs has Dominic and Brian reassemble their crew to take down a team of mercenaries. Dominic unexpectedly gets sidetracked with facing his presumed deceased girlfriend, Letty. Okay, you didn't have to yawn to the whole thing.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I like kind of how it opens, right? Not with this birth stuff. I don't know. That never seemed to matter. This being like, well, when they're doing the race, I thought it was like the race that they ended the fifth movie on. And I was like, we're going to see who wins this one. But no, they're racing. They're racing for some reason in two different cars, very far away to a hospital to watch the birth of his son. And The Rock has very fatherly advice, despite having never been a father. And he's like, your whole life's going to change. And then 20 minutes later, he's like, nope, my life hasn't changed. I'm back in the game. So, but like, whatever. The opening I actually like is The Rock seeing this kind of other Fast and the Furious movie having happened in Russia. And he's like, there's only one crew that can do this. And then he goes to like this bald guy, but then it's not Vin Diesel. And you're like, okay, this is kind of interesting. I was not expecting this. You threw some twists at me. That opening sequence, it felt like it tried. I'll give it points for trying.
Do you know what else was trying?
What?
Awesome airplane sequence for the finale.
You just want to jump straight to the end.
I mean, that's the best part. Oh, and also the tanker part where she jumps from the tank and he has to catch her in midair across a bridge when they're like both speeding on cars.
Yeah,
fantastic.
You kept telling me how crazy these movies were, and that fifth one, not very crazy. I was not seeing much crazy things.
Yeah.
And most of this movie, not very crazy. But yeah, indeed, a highway tank chase sequence over an ocean or something, pretty crazy. And I say, okay, you are clearly just like, hey, let's have fun. I can get behind that. You're not taking yourself too seriously, usually, so fine. So you have that. Then he kidnaps, I don't know, the wife of the guy. And he's like, all right, you got to let me out of jail. And The Rock suddenly is like, yep, you do. And I'm like, The Rock, why do you give a shit? What skin in the game do you have, The Rock? Then you get a reveal of the cop lady being a double agent, which, mostly comes out of nowhere, but fine, because they had a cool angle where we were expecting it to be the woman from Lost, but then they rack to her, and you're like, oh, okay. Justin Lim knows what he's doing here.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. And then for some reason, their master plan decided to let's assemble all of our bad guys in one location so we're really easy to pick off. Why isn't she being held hostage somewhere very, very far away? I don't understand the need to have everybody unite on the plane so you can sell this thing to the Russians, it seems, but I don't know why they want it. I don't know why The Rock wants it out of their hands. I don't know how it's going to kill millions of people. So thank God they told me that over and over again so I understood what these, fantasy imaginary stakes are.
I don't think of these people as bad guys. I feel like they're just obstacles that our heroes need to get past.
They're
not so bad. They're just...
They're bad. I don't know. Maybe they might be bad. I don't know. They're going to, sell this so the Russians can have a nuke code or something? I don't even know what they're doing. London, though, has recovered very nicely since it being destroyed in G.I. Joe Retaliation. So good for London rebuilding it very quickly.
And The Rock is still wearing his same gear from G.I. Joe.
Yeah, exactly. The Rock has given up being a Joe. He is now taken on the false identity of, or Hobbs is like his real name and Roadkill is like his street name, maybe. It's about cars. There could be a Rock cinematic universe here.
Yeah, I was just wondering when I was watching the movie. I was like, "Do you think The Rock got confused on set? He's like, which one am I doing today?
Yeah.
I know I put a big jacket on. My head's shaved still. I have my mustache, but I had my mustache goatee in the last movie I did. But which movie am I? Know I'm a military guy.
Yes.
Who am I?" And he just has like this identity crisis.
Yeah, I'm sure The Rock.
Like, he's like, I'm in the military. My name is Hobbs. And then he opens his eyes, and it's just all clear to him now.
I'm sure The Rock trying to find the true essence of this character was weighing him down throughout set. The Rock, noticeably taking a bit of a nosedive in his acting chops here, doesn't have, just sort of forcing certain things through. It doesn't have that same ease that he had in the Michael Bay film, which is weird because he's played this role before. So you think he'd have it down, but he's like, don't know what I'm doing. But, I don't know what Justin Lin's like. He seems to be directing action fine. I don't know. Maybe he's less good with actors. Maybe he just lets, he's, because they've all done it before, he just sort of leaves them alone most of the time. I don't know.
I think Justin Lin can direct the crap out of an action scene. Like, I was able, with all the bullshit that was happening on screen, I was still able to keep track of, like, okay, so this person is there. This person is there. I know who these people are.
I actually had difficulty with that.
You did?
I did.
Oh.
It was a little easier in the tank film after the first time they swerve around to try to meet up with the tank. The racing scenes, I think, were easy to find. I don't know. He does that thing that Snyder does where it's like, we're on this thing. Or a close-up on this, and then we randomly pan to this close-up thing. And it's not even panning, it's like dollying. That, I don't find to be very effective of a tool. And then the night stuff was pretty tough, because I didn't know who was in which car, if we were on a wide. And a lot of the cars look the same. It was as ridiculous as it was that they would be trying to go undercover and chase these bad guys in these brightly colored cars. At the very least, it let me know who was in what car, so I could follow them at the wide shot. But at night, the colors didn't matter. Also, thank goodness, this carrier plane going to Russia with all these crates and sort of important stuff had very fancy cars in the back for people to escape in. That was very well done and well planned.
Yeah.
What I'm also confused by is when British guy apparently knows everything all the time, and yet we have a whole scene where doesn't know who any of these people are. I don't know. How would he not know? His partner is working for The Rock, and he's surprised that The Rock has brought on new people to I don't know, mess up his plans poorly. And he needs information on them.
I mean, I'm trying to think about too much of that stuff.
I did. The movie made a point of being like, he's always a step ahead. And I go, well, he wasn't a step ahead at the beginning. So now he's a step ahead, though. Like, that's what I'm trying to keep up with. And he wants to steal his tank because a chip is for some reason in the tank. Why would you put a computer chip in the tank? And how are you controlling the car by throwing a thing at them? I don't understand.
You know what was cool, though?
What?
When the tank flew out of the big truck that it was in, because the truck collapsed.
Yeah, it got hit by that garrote wire, much like in The Counselor, you may remember.
Oh.
and both the car and the truck. But they're like, whatever, we're in a tank. And what seemed weird was British guy sort of effed up when he was like, he wanted to spite The Rock. Because he could have just let Woman from Lost, cut the cable, and then they could keep on tanking on. But he said, yeah, you know what? We're going to throw her off the tank and get caught anyway. I don't know. I know you had the backup plan ready to go, but why would you put yourself into that margin of error? And clearly it didn't pan out for him as he goes hurtling off a plane a lot of people hurtling off into the darkness in that end sequence. So I imagine they could probably all come back. So fine. Just like when we don't see, apparently, Tokyo Drift guy die, I guess he's fine. So whatever. Nobody dies in these movies. Well, yeah, if you showed those people die falling off the plane of the fast moving car, it's going to be very messy. You're into like Devil's Rejects territory there of gore you have to show.
Yeah, like then it becomes like a sci-fi movie where they're resurrecting corpses, which, you know what? Bring it on.
Bring It On 2.
Back in the Habit.
Back in the Habit, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. But overall, if the movies are going to be more like the last 40 minutes of this movie, I'll be fine with watching another couple of them.
Yeah.
That seems okay.
Like I said, I like the seventh one the best. I feel like they just keep getting crazier and crazier. Although, like I said, the eighth one
got too crazy.
Well, the eighth one is missing Paul Walker because he died.
So Paul Walker dies at the end of the seventh movie? I guess I didn't know he was going to die. They write him off or something?
Well, he just died. The actor passed away.
Yeah, I know, but like, what do they do about that in the movie verse?
I'm not ruining that. That is one of the most touching moments in this entire franchise.
Okay. Well, I look forward to probably shitting all over that for you.
Well, thanks. Thanks for ruining the one thing I really like.
Hey, maybe I won't. The one thing you seem to like these movies just about all the way through.
Yeah, I mean, I like Paul and Vinny. They're a good couple of boys.
So it seemed like this man that was supposed to kill woman from Lost in the flashback had a last minute change of heart. Is there a reason in the movie where that happens why you think that would be, or did they just make that up so they could do this movie?
I think they probably just made that up.
Okay, that sounds good. So The Rock comes in, he's interrogating this person we think is Vin Diesel, and immediately engages in what might probably just be torture and police brutality. Like, I imagine in 2013 you were like, yeah, you show him The Rock. But like in 2020, are we like, The Rock, maybe too. And like everybody, his partner is like laughing about it. The other guy's like, is that legal? And she's like, no. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, when we have brutality happening right now. It's a big problem. They're quite funny.
Like that scene did not age well, that scene.
Innocent people.
All these criminals that have escaped the fifth movie, they know The Rock is after them. None of them, not one of them, very good at laying low. Right?
Yeah, no, I agree.
The one guy has a plane that has like his name on the back of it. What?
Tyrese, yeah.
What was your plan? Well, they call him. Don't they call him Roman?
Yeah. No, his name's Tyrese Gibson, the actor's name.
Oh, the actor. Okay, gotcha. All right. And like when it's actually funny when the bad guys have like the dossiers on everybody, probably from The Rock's partner. The picture of Ludacris they have is like circa 2002 album cover. Big poofy hair Ludacris. I found it very like they just took like old key art from one of his albums. It's like, here he is, and you're like, oh, that's the rapper.
Yeah, that might have been what he looked like in the 2 Fast and Furious movie.
Okay, so he's been in these movies before. It's just Han who is like new to these films.
Yeah, not really. He might have been 4. Let me check when Han comes in, because
I guess in Fast 5, like how many of those crew people are new and how many are old?
How old do you think Han is, by the way? I just found this out.
I don't know, 43?
He's 48.
Well, yeah,
good job.
He's aged very well.
He's in Tokyo Drift. Han is in Fast and Furious, the 4th entry.
Okay.
Yep, so yeah, he's been around since he was in 3, 4, 5, and 6, and now he'll be back for 9.
And everybody living their best lives, poorly hiding from the law, immediately get a phone call, and they're all like, we're in. Like, why? What is your incentive? Do they all know this woman that they're trying to turn back to their side?
Yeah, that's Letty. She was in the first one. She's like Vin's like main girl.
Yeah, I feel bad for his new girl that he replaced her in the span of one movie.
Well, she was just like, I don't know, a placeholder, because it's always going to be Letty. Letty's been there since the beginning.
Having not come from the beginning, I'm on Team New Girl.
Yeah, Team New Girl.
I want her. I want more of her. Bring her back.
That was the cop in the first one, right?
The cop in the fifth one. Yeah. The Rock can't keep a partner to save his life. The Rock has proven to me in this movie he's not good at his job. Yeah, one person he hires, once again, he opens up the movie hiring somebody, and the person he hires is the double agent, and like everything he does is exactly falling into the trap of the bad guy, and only these other guys that he's hired seem to know what's going on, and then also never tell The Rock. Not a good policeman. Yeah, I know. He's at the top of his field.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem right.
Yeah, I don't
buy that at all. No, everything he does is exactly wrong. He just beats up. He just beats up an even bigger guy at the end of the movie. And thank God. Yeah. And thank God thank God that Roman lampshade dims the fact that all of the bad guy crew are like exactly the same as their crew. He comes and he's like, "Hey, look at these evil twins," and I'm like, "Okay, I'm glad you see it too, movie, because it's very clearly here. So let's laugh about it. That's the way to do it."
That was good.
So Letty is in the first movie and then dies in the second movie?
No, she's not. So, okay. Let's get this.
Okay.
So, Fast and the Furious. It's a Paul Walker, Vin Diesel movie. Paul Walker plays a cop, Vin Diesel's a criminal. It's basically Point Break with fast cars.
Yeah, but this time he falls in love with Vin Diesel's sister?
Yeah, well, okay. I mean, they fell in love with each other, but yes, they fall in love with women too.
All right, and the other woman, she's not in this movie.
No, she is.
Okay.
Wait, what?
So what are you talking about? I don't know. You just talked about Vin Diesel and Paul Walker, and you didn't talk about the woman from Lost. So I didn't know if she wasn't in it.
Letty is Vin Diesel's main girlfriend. Like, that's his girlfriend in the first one. They like each other. And so is Mia, Paul Walker's wife, I believe. They meet in the first one too.
Okay, great.
And then the second one, Too Fast, Too Furious, none of the characters are held over except for Paul Walker. And then we are introduced to Paul Walker's like cop friend, Tyrese Gibson, he's Roman.
Oh, that guy was a cop?
Yeah, that guy used to be a cop.
Does not get talked about. You think Paul Walker and Roman would talk a lot more then or discuss that, but they just want Roman to hang out with Ludacris all the time.
Maybe he was undercover.
Okay. He's undercover now. So there's no Vin Diesel? No. There's no Vin Diesel in Too Fast, Too Furious?
No, because Vin Diesel was like, I'm filming Triple X. I'm going to do my Riddick movies now. You aren't paying me enough. I'm the star of this franchise. You need to pay me more money.
Okay.
And so he was on like a. So
Paul Walker, even Paul Walker's wife is not in the second movie?
Yeah, no one's in that except for Paul Walker.
Oh shit.
So that's so weird.
Okay, and then in Tokyo Drift, nobody's in it except for weirdly Vin Diesel, not Paul Walker.
Yeah, it's a very small, like 35-second cameo role.
Well, then why is he even in it at all?
Talking to them. I don't know. He's just in it really quickly. It's like, I think he's like talking to him about a race, and then he's just like, yeah, you do this race.
Fine. Okay,
and maybe we can put you in the crew or something.
Put you in the, we got a crew up. Our crew members that keep dying, so we got a crew with you. Okay, so then in the fourth movie.
That's when we see the whole team back in action.
Then who's the whole team? Who's the whole team?
The whole team is Paul Walker, Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, Jordana Brewster. And then we meet Han, who was brought over from Tokyo Drift.
But would audience have known that Tokyo Drift hasn't happened yet?
Yes, they don't know that yet.
They don't know that yet. So they're just like, oh, this guy's now over here. Okay, but then why would you even do that then? What was the point?
They don't know that they know they know.
All right. Okay, go on.
So then we get Fast 5.
Okay, so now Ludacris shows up for the first time.
Yeah,
Roman shows up again since the second movie. Okay, and then this woman that dies, she is now in the crew too, because they need someone to be like the honeypot.
Yes.
Okay, because that seems to be her crew power. Despite the fact that their crew powers have been announced in the fifth movie and none of them show them off, even in this movie. This movie, they don't even announce it. But her crew power seems to be, well, I'm the sexy one. So I'll go be sexy because men are dumb.
Yeah.
Okay, just following along. But then she dies, but then probably will come back in the 10th movie because that's how we do things.
Are you talking about Han's girlfriend?
Yeah, the love interest.
Yeah, that's Wonder Woman now. She's busy.
She's busy doing one movie every 2 years? Yeah, sounds very busy.
Well, no. She's also making apparently a Cleopatra movie.
They're gonna What?
I thought you'd love hearing that. That's
what?
Funny.
All right, that's a rant for another day. All right, whatever. I don't know. Okay, go on.
Yeah, I think she's done. I think she wrapped up. But, Han came back, so she can come back. We didn't see her dead body.
Yeah, I don't know. You can't have her on set for a week. You could find a place for her. Yeah, you didn't see a dead body. They leave it very open-ended, that everybody can come back to life at any time. It's very soap opera-y.
I think that's what's going to happen.
Okay, sounds good.
But yeah, we got the next one coming out in like a couple of years. We got some movies in between.
I mean, who knows when anything's coming out anymore, Joe? Who knows anymore?
Oh no, I'm talking about we have 2 Rock movies between another Fast and Furious movie.
Oh, I see. Only 2? Okay, that's good. That means we're moving quickly, right? Through time.
Yep.
Because 2013, it feels like we've been in forever.
Yeah, we've done 4 movies now. He's got one more for 2013.
There's another one in 2013? All right, what are we doing next week?
Next week is Empire State. It's his first and only direct-to-video film.
Oh, well, that can't be good. But hopefully it's easy to find on streaming.
Yeah, I think it's easy to find on streaming. But wait, hold on. We got to do the box office.
Oh, that's right. All right, let's do the box office.
So this movie was made for $160 million.
Yeah, I believe that. And then it made like $500 million.
213. Okay. Internationally, $550 million.
Okay, so it's made like
worldwide
three quarters.
Total, $788 million. Woo!
Yep, I know why they made more of these. Although they clearly went in with a plan to make more, as you can tell by the end of this movie. That they knew it was just going to be a hit.
No spoilers, obviously, but like for you. But the next one, I believe, is the most star-studded cast they've ever gotten together.
Okay, well
you'll see these people and you're like, this guy's in it too?
I hope I'm like that and not like,
it's good.
Who's this person? Who is this actor? I feel like I do that a lot of times. Yeah, I didn't realize this woman was the Wonder Woman, so like that snuck up on me.
Yeah, that's Wonder Woman. They got Ludacris.
I mean, I know who Ludacris is. I grew up with Ludacris. I don't. Yeah,
you grew up with Luda?
I grew up with the Luda. Yeah, he was big when we were in middle school. Remember?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. So I don't know. I saw his face everywhere, so that made sense. And yeah, I don't know who really any of these other people are. It's been a while since I've seen like Pitch Black and Chronicles of Riddick and stuff. But and Triple X even. Has Vin Diesel always talked like this, or is his voice getting weirder as he gets older?
His voice has definitely gotten more graveler-y.
Graveler-y.
But no, Vin Diesel. I saw his latest creation this year, right before the pandemic, like went into full blast.
Yeah.
I saw Bloodshot.
I don't know.
And in my review on Bloodshot, I noted that Vin Diesel's voice is like stones grinding against other stones. It's a little too much at points because he's doing the voiceover narration. Like, what are you saying? People complain about Nolan's like fucking audio mixing, and I'm like, at least I can definitely hear Nolan's stuff. Vin Diesel. Maybe it's time.
Part of me was like, is this like the character? Does Vin Diesel want the character to be unintelligible? Was that his goal? Or is it the director being like, do more gravelly and thinking to himself, because if they can't hear what you're saying, Vin Diesel, they can't know you're a bad actor.
Yeah. Vinny Vici. Vindy.
Okay, so pretty good box office for this film. You had also wanted to do the box office for Pain and Gain.
Oh yeah, let's do that too.
Since we skipped over that last week as we got off the rails pretty quickly on in that podcast.
Yeah, so the budget was $26 million.
Well, it's pretty low budget for a Michael Bay flick. That's like Michael Bay's like, I want to do my indie passion project, and they're like, $26 million. There you go.
Yeah, because he's still keeping his like Michael Bay running time of at least over 2 hours.
I know.
Like he never comes under.
It's crazy. But like a lot of things happened in this movie. You had 3 main characters, so it kind of made sense.
Poor reviews, but yeah, I thought it was good when I watched it. But the box office was a much smaller box office gross. It's still profitable. It made $86.2 million.
Yeah, but like that's why you give that movie $26 million to make it, because you're like, we don't know. But that's what we
bring in the bucks.
That's what we could be doing in these
Mark Wahlberg, we got Johnson. Yeah, we got Anthony Mackie, Tony Shalhoub, and Ed Harris. Who's bringing those bucks? Is it Eddie? Is it Ed Harris bringing those bucks in?
It's Rebel Wilson.
Rebel. How could I forget?
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't know, like that. Like these are the type of films that are sort of dying in our modern landscape. These kind of mid-level films. 26, that's a very reasonable profit. You probably made over $40 million by making that movie. So I don't know. But now when you could see what like Fast or Fast and Furious 6 is doing, where you're making, I don't know, let's see, maybe $400 million in profit. Like, why would you want to do the $40 million in profit? To which I'd say, how different could your life be if you had 40 million hanging around versus 400 million. At a certain point, like, you've crossed a plateau and things are pretty sweet. Let's make the mid-budget films come back. Can we do that?
Come back? Yes, please.
Yeah,
Please.
let's do that. Okay. Well, that was interesting to know. So thanks for that info there. So for our last looks on The Rock, I don't know. Like, it makes me wonder, is Michael Bay a better director than I credit him if he was able to get that performance out of The Rock, and then The Rock immediately comes and sort of sinks back to this performance? That's sort of interesting. But it also implies that The Rock can act and either chooses not to act or doesn't know how to do it when directors are hands off.
Yeah. Can I say something?
Yeah.
About Michael Bay? Michael Bay knows how to direct movie stars.
It seems to be.
He's a movie star director. It's his bread and butter. He does the big fucking explosions and the movie star actors. He makes them look enormous and look like fucking movie stars. He's got it down. He's been doing it since the 90s.
Mm-hmm. And I looked at some of those Pain and Gain reviews too. You know, some of them were warranted, but some of them felt a little spiteful. I just think people were like, Michael Bay, and sort of went in with a very particular attitude and were looking for certain things to kind of make fun of. And Michael Bay is certainly not, you know, I talked about it last week, certainly doesn't know how to do certain things, or he doesn't know how to stop himself from doing certain things, I should say. He doesn't know how to, like, turn it down or affect pacing that way or tone that way or emotion that way. He only really knows how to do the one thing, but he can do that one thing very well. But I think sometimes they were a little too mean. And I think it helped me going into the movie not realizing it was a Michael Bay, though having a lot of questions about the directing style that were then like, because it was Michael Bay. But like then you're like, okay, well, Michael Bay can do some interesting movies when he's sort of doing his own thing, you know, his little pet projects here.
You know, I'm going to say one thing really quick.
Yeah.
That it can happen, obviously, because Tony Scott has passed away now. Yeah. But if Tony Scott got hands on The Rock, I think we'd have a great team up right there.
Well, maybe Ridley Scott will do something with The Rock.
Jesus Christ,
right?
No. Please, no.
Prometheus 3 starring The Rock as a Prometheus.
Yeah. Michael Fassbender's head.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and Tony Scott knew how to make big, giant action blockbusters too. And I felt like those ones had just a little bit more like heart in them with their giant explosions and crazy, like fucking nutso plots.
Yeah, but I think he covers action better than Justin Lim does too. And not that Justin Lim's doing a bad job, but it's a very modern, and maybe this is my old age showing, but his just feels like, I feel like my attention span isn't short enough to follow everything going on in the Fast and the Furious movies. But Tony Scott, I could, you know, and I think he's sort of better at kind of getting the motion blur that you want in these kinds of films, and keeping you oriented. But like you said too, making us sort of care. And in these Fast Furious movies, there's an attempt at it by being like family, family, family. But so far, I don't know why that matters. I don't know why they're all family. I don't know what that sort of means other than they like hanging out with each other. Like, so it's hard for me to kind of buy or care about that thing, this, I don't know, honor among thieves thing that they have here. But Tony Scott didn't have to kind of hoist that on to, 2D paper cutouts. They weren't very in-depth character portraits, but, they were better in that genre than I've seen a lot of other people do before or since.
So I can suggest something, and I'm not going to tell you to do it, obviously, but if you want to understand these characters just a little bit more, because I feel like they do kind of flesh them out a little bit more over the series. It's just tiny little pieces that you get, but if you don't have those pieces, it's a little harder to know or care about the characters at all.
Yeah.
But obviously you don't have to watch the second one, and the third one really doesn't really matter either. It's just to give you a little more background on Han. But if you watch the first one, which I believe is actually under 2 hours, and then the fourth one, which is just maybe 2 hours, 2 minutes or whatever, because they really fucking take a lot from the fourth one in that previously on Fast and Furious for the title. That's a lot of 4 you're missing.
Yeah.
So maybe before we get back to Furious 7, if you have time to watch 1 and 4. That's the thing I can suggest.
All right. Well, you know, I won't dismiss you out of hand. I'll keep that door open.
Yeah.
Because, perhaps those earlier movies could have sort of the character work you'd expect, and now they're like, okay, we can rest on our laurels now because everybody knows, and we can just sort of do tank chase scenes now. So, okay, I'll leave that open, and same for you audience out there. The challenge is the gauntlet is dropped for you as well. Well, all right, Joe, I'm glad we got this in before the new year ends. The old year ends, I guess, and the new year comes. So let's, of course, thank Lev Van Rensselaer for minding the audio boards. He's the sound maven. We are Craven. I would like to thank our sponsors, Moo Man. That's right, there is finally a superhero for you overweight people out there. Here is your superhero. It's a man the size of a cow, but also the superpowers of a cow. Moo Man, in theaters and streaming this January. And of course, Joe, thanks for stopping by. Hope you and your family have a wonderful New Year.
Oh, thank you. I hope you have a wonderful New Year, too.
Oh, well, thank you. Yes, another quiet one like my Christmas. I am your host, Patrick Scale. You can find my features, documentaries, short films, video essays, animations, behind-the-scenes footage, and so much more at QuixoticUnited.com and presumably, social media with a similar sounding name. Thank you all for listening. Joe, say Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Another sec, his neck would have got flames. Mouse switched the screen to some hot dames. Tonight's audience received mid-screen video games and 15 seconds of fame. Pitiful lames. It's just a shame. Zoning, competing for the same prime time slot as Conan. No dummy Echigawa. Announcement, free lunch to any stun who lets me power in the shower for an hour. The kid's supposed to be asleep. Balls to join the sound like road runner. Beep, beep. Later this week.
So one of our listeners was talking to me this week and informed me that Michael Bay has 2 movies on the Criterion Collection. Did you know this?
Yes.
What?
Do you know them?
Yeah, so he told me, and you know,
Armageddon?
well, so he told me The Rock, and I said, all right, I kind of buy that, but Armageddon. What?
But then
what?
Armageddon.
Yeah, why? What happened that month, Criterion?
I watched that for the first time this year. That's a bad movie. I don't care what anybody says. It's not fun. It's boring and it's long and it's bad. I don't care.
I mean,
bad.
That's what I remembered from when it was on.
Also, good morning.
All right, yeah, we can do pleasantries if we want. I just want to bitch about how unfair it is that Armageddon's on the Criterion Collection. That's all. It feels like
I think that was when they were still doing I could be wrong because I think Laserdiscs were way out of date by then. But
yeah,
I think they were still putting Criterion Laserdiscs out at that point.
Oh, I see. That was a very early edition.
Very, very, very true.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was in '98, and that was just on DVD. They have not ever we're going to reissue this on Blu-ray. So I think they're kind of ashamed of it.
Part of their tainted past, you're saying.
Yeah. It's like they were like, ooh, Michael Bay, what a great new American auteur.
Yeah.
And they were like, wait, as they went down, as his movies kept coming out, they're like, well, he's no Wes Anderson. He's not going to make these timeless classics or whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I wonder, will Transformers be considered a timeless classic as the future marches on?
Maybe the first one, but the rest is dog shit.
I really
the first one
really bored by the first one.
Blockbuster. Yeah, but Spielberg produced that one, and I think after that he's like, I'm taking my name off this, please.
And then what does he do after? He does some Bad Boys movies.
His first movie is Bad Boys in '95. Then he does The Rock in '96. Then he does Armageddon in '98. Pearl Harbor.
Oh my goodness!
A movie I saw on my birthday.
Yeah.
Or no. It is my birthday, and I saw it. I got taken out of school to go see it early. It's so bad. And then I believe it's The Island. Am I forgetting one? Oh, no, yeah. Bad Boys 2, then The Island. I know all of Michael Bay's filmography. Have not seen it all.
That's impressive.
Have you seen The Island?
I don't know. I don't know what that is.
It's with Ewan McGregor and Scarlett Johansson and Steve Buscemi.
And so what? They hang out on an island to the end?
Just clones and stuff like that.
Oh, of course. Clones. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the trailer. I never saw the movie.
Title doesn't really let me think clones are coming, but okay.
I think there's an island of clones.
I wish it would be called, the Island of Clones, or the Island, Attack of the Clones, something like that.
I think they were like maybe 2 years too late on the Attack of the Clones thing.
I just don't need... So, like, there are just a million Steve Buscemi's running around?
No, I think he's like the one who makes the clones.
Oh, so he's...
I saw the trailer 15 years ago. I don't remember this too much.
He's like the Marlon Brando in this clone island of Dr. Moriarty.
Oh, are you talking about Dr.
Dr. Moreau. Dr. Moreau, the non Sherlock Holmes one. How was your Christmas with your family? Is this your son's first Christmas, or was he born like right before Christmas last year?
He was born right before Christmas last year, but this was his first conscious Christmas.
Okay.
Last year he was 13 days old, and he was like, what is this?
Yeah, he's basically just an outside fetus at that point. He's just like, how do I eat nutrients now with my mouth? What happened to my hose? I miss my hose.
Yeah, he does miss his hose.
I miss my hose. That was so much easier. I could just lie here and food would come into me.
I mean, yeah, and then he didn't have to worry about poop.
Yeah, classic Julian move. What were you guys going to do for New Year's?
I'm going to do nothing. I'm going to sit on my ass and watch movies.
And you're going to fall asleep at like 9, and that's how you roll?
No, I want to stay up till midnight.
Okay.
And that I did last year, but I had the boy with me. I let Tanya sleep because she was exhausted from, giving birth.
Mm-hmm.
And so I stayed up with the boy. We watched Totoro last year, followed by... This was their double feature I programmed for last year's New Year's Eve.
Uh-huh.
My Neighbor Totoro, followed by Happy Gilmore at midnight.
We got at least one Adam Sandler film this year, right? We got the new Hotel Transylvania. Anything else coming out that you know of?
And then we got his Hustle one. The basketball one was coming out.
That's already going to come out? That was like announced 4 months ago.
It's going into production soon.
And then and then it's like a week of editing, and you're like, there you go, Netflix.
Is it coming out on Netflix? We have that.
I thought that's what you sent to me. I don't know. What about the movie where he's like an astronaut? When's that one coming out?
That one I think is the Netflix movie.
Okay.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, we don't.
I'll go look this up right now.
Look him up.
He's a goofy guy. He's 54 years old. He's made movies that have been worth more than $2 billion.
Oh my goodness.
Married since 2003.
Ah, so sweet.
His medium, it's his medium. It's stand-up, film, television, and music. Yeah, sure. Did you know that he went to Manchester Central High School?
I did not.
And the Tisch School of the Arts.
That I find a little surprising, but good for Adam Sandler.
Yeah, good for him. He's a smart man.
Yeah, apparently.
All right, I found his movies. They changed all of his pictures on his Wikipedia. That's nice, because he had a really bad one for a while.
Yeah, but when you're a comedian, that's your brand.
Yeah, filming began for Hustle in Philadelphia in October 2020.
Oh, okay.
And will continue at the Coatesville Area High School in Pennsylvania. Multiple scenes have been filmed in Center City, Philadelphia, including Market Street, the Italian Market, and South Philadelphia. This sounds like a nice movie. It's got locations.
I like that at the height of his stardom, right, when his star was burning brightest, he said, yeah, I'll marry this no-name actress because I love her. Unlike certain former comedian stars who then went and became Marvel stars and then said, yeah, I can do better now. I'm going to divorce my wife.
Wow. This is just a straight shot at Chris Pratt.
Just boom! You got in shape. You didn't have to be fat, funny guy anymore, and you think you can get A-list celebrities? Not a fan. Not a fan.
Yeah. Also, you weren't that funny in the first place.
Yeah.
Dickhead.
All right, that's my shots fired. Let's take 2 minutes to talk about a good movie. Let's take 2 minutes to talk about how much we like The Passenger.
The Passenger, yes.
The Passenger.
Great movie.
Great movie. Okay, I'm glad still great. Not Passengers, The Passenger. Phenomenal movie. Glad we had that check-in. And The Tribe, another great movie. That's what I kept thinking of when I was watching Sound of Metal. I kept thinking of The Tribe.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I guess I'm glad they made Sound of Metal for, like, that more people would be willing to watch and consume. But I like The Tribe better. If you're going to watch a deaf people movie, watch that movie. I mean, the Tribe is, I guess, I don't know. Now that I look back, they're both sort of movies about kind of toxic masculinity inside of this community. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Let's talk about another movie that should be about toxic masculinity, but also is about family for some reason.
Yeah, and coronas. Not coronavirus.
No, just coronas. Yeah, the old school treat. Okay.